Action! We need those clappers. Hey, to the Yachaka YapKast 001.
Yeah, hello, how you doing?
Hello. Rabbit here.
Dragon. Slate. Yeah.
Hoot, hoot, hoot.
Well. Yeah. Well.
We got the mics on. So, how have y'all been, Beans?
We're doing alright.
Yeah. Let's, we can start off with some inspiration.
Yeah. As the phrase goes, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Yeah.
Let's bless this deal. Let's start this off with the horn. Thank you, everybody. Hoot, hoot, hoot.
Right on.
Right on, left on.
Yeah, first case of the PJs.
Oh yeah, hey You got a lighter?
Light.
Give us the light.
Dude, there was a lighter up here. There was one.
Okay.
Okay.
Should we just have our own? So, here, you take this one. We'll take that one. Thank you.
You got it.
Oh yeah. You have had some topics that were written on the phone, which is being used recorded.
Yeah. So you got to remember.
Oh yeah.
Which might be hard if we're smoking. But then again, your mind is like your basic idea of like where things come from. It will just come back to you no matter what.
So we could, let's see. Some of the topics we can talk about. We could talk. Eventually, we'll get to it. Relationships, narcissism. We can talk about the environment, community. Thank you.
I'd like to talk about aliens.
Oh yeah.
And telepathy. Personally.
Ooh, I mean, we're starting the topics off the bat right there. Nice.
Getting deep right off the.
All right.
Start.
Yeah, we can talk about the metas, the ghosts, the aliens.
Seriously, have you guys ever seen a UFO?
I've seen some things. I've seen a couple things.
I've seen a few.
Yeah.
Like I've seen like probably like over 30 UFOs. Like, and that's not a lot.
Oh.
And like, don't get me wrong, I've had like a few that I had to debate whether or not they were fireflies or not. Like I wear glasses, you know, and like there was a time or two I wasn't wearing glasses, but you know, and there's a couple that I might have just seen a firefly or a plane or something, but I'm pretty sure like at least like 30 of them, like I've thank you, Rabbit.
Yeah.
As I'm coughing my way into your microphone. Yeah. No, but I've seen probably about like 30 UFOs, like definitely. I saw this huge one that was like, it was like I swear like bigger than a couple of football fields wide and like tall and long.
Oh.
And like I saw the underside of it, like, and like it was huge, and it was just like going through the sky probably a couple 100 miles an hour. It didn't seem like that fast because of how big it was. And but it had like a cloaking device on it, and like it looked like a mirage. Like, you know what a mirage looks like? When like the stuff just you get like a visual that is kind of like wobbles back and forth, you know. Like that's what it looked like. Like it looked like it was see through into the stars, but like I could see the outline of like the ship, and it was like big. It was like it looked like a. It looked legitimately like a vessel or a ship, like the undercarriage of a vessel or a ship. I don't know. It was crazy. But I've seen like other ones, like little like like it almost you could write them off as like laser pointers in the sky. But like I mean, like I've seen like little dots of like green or blue or purple or yellow. Yeah, seriously, good stuff. And like just like zooming around in like random patterns like real fast. I don't know if they're real or not, but like with my own eyes, I've seen some cool shit. And like,
that's some others. Yeah. I've seen white color. It's cool that you've seen the others.
Nice.
Like purple.
Yeah. The first one I ever saw was purple, and the second one I ever saw was yellow. Like just dots in the sky that like zoomed in around in space like real fast, and then zoomed off in the distance and disappeared. Real cool stuff.
Nice.
I don't know. I saw. You never know what you can believe online, like really, but like I've seen some stuff online. Like I saw like a video of like a UFO like zooming into like a missile that was shot, and like the missile was about to hit like innocent people or something. And, like who's not innocent when it comes down to it, but the UFO like shot lasers into the missile and the missile like blew up in midair before it reached contact.
Wait, the UFO hit the missile before
with the laser?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It deflected.
Yeah, like I saw videos of that, and then like I like read all these different forums about like different like people backing it up, seeing like different videos of it, like and like different angles and different like kinds of things, like different circumstances, different angles, different shots, all that. Yeah. I don't know. UFOs. I wanted to add that too, that for the Yachaka's sake of, the mind and the consciousness, I'm sure there's something out there, So.
Something out there, something in here.
Yeah, something in here. Yeah.
Interverse, outerverse, the metaverse, not just within the consciousness, but there's like interdimensionalities that really go on with the world. And you think about the fabric of the universe, there are so many different like interpretations of how we can interpret the fabric of our very own existence. I mean, everything is basically energy. It's just that you have to understand how that energy works on so many different planes of existence. Everybody says we're living on a third dimensional plane of existence, which, to be honest, it's not really third dimensional if you want to look at it from a different perspective. But we are actually approaching what we call the fifth dimensional existence into the sixth dimension.
I've heard of that.
Mm-hmm. And because of so many recent undertakings, I mean, I think I actually saw a UFO one morning as well after I got done with work.
Cool.
But the thing is, I was moving around and they were moving around the same way. But get this, later on, when I was driving to my next job, one of the song that was playing on the radio was Rob Zombie's "Everybody's Fucking in a UFO." That was the morning,
and it just happens like that.
Yeah, yeah. Rob Zombie just confirmed everybody's fucking in a UFO.
I've seen some connections like that. Whoa. One time, coming back from work, it was still daylight out, and was on the strip of road, regularly going, and there was a light in the sky. It kind of looked like a little star, or it's just hanging out there, and you're driving towards it in the same direction, and then it just goes up a little. It doesn't look like it's moving, and then it just off, disappeared. This light in the sky, not there. Maybe you thought it was like a sun setting or the moon coming out. Mm-hmm. No. And that was pretty cool. Usually they're at night. I've seen for some experiences.
Yeah, it's like they're not as easy to see during the day or something.
Ah, that's what. Yeah, they could be chilling the whole time still.
Yeah, seriously.
No, if you guys remember the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Richard Dreyfuss's character, I mean, he's looking up at Bear Mountain, and in that area, and basically when he looks up, he sees the configuration of the UFOs turn into the Big Dipper, and he's like having a good time with it.
Yeah. Yo. And it's amazing what, like, of coincidences, like how you said this Rob Zombie song came on during the exact same thing.
It came on a little bit later, and I was like,
But still, it was a little lag. Like, but it's still connected. I'm trying to look at things that happen also regularly, like they're messages. And so the other day, it's at night, crossing through back roads, not on the main road, and this deer almost hit it. It's like at night, and it's pitch dark.
wow.
It was like the deer could have went the other way, but as soon as it saw us coming, driving down, it had to cross the road immediately, so it missed it by like a foot. And so it didn't take mind of it, glad was able to brake. And then the other day, or today, another deer popped out while walking. It just ran it was at the complete other side of the field, like 50 feet, 100 feet, and it had to run right across.
Wow.
So it's probably something could be telling, like, hey, slow down, chill out, don't take all the load on your shoulders at the moment, or try to, yeah. And that's what I've come up with that interpretation.
Well, someone to patrol is to actually protect you for some reason.
And then, while at the park, these geese, swans, they're very protective. Ogichi they're like warriors.
Really?
Yeah, because when passing through, especially with a dog, with Koki, and they're German Shepherd, and we go to the city park lake so she can drink some water.
Yeah.
And these swans will see, and they'll swim from the other side.
Dang.
And then sometimes they'll honk, wah, wah, wah. They make a different kind of honking sound.
Yeah.
And then they'll start fluffing up their back feathers to make them look taller. And they'll they're booking too. You can see their waves they're making. they're like, hold up, who's that? And then they used to really get fierce and get really close, almost up to shore. But lately, after repeated times going there, these geese come up, but then they see that they're like, hey, we know that dog. Hey, we know that rabbit. We know them. And then they're chilled out. They're not as aggressive.
Yeah.
So maybe when we keep interacting,
It builds on top of itself.
it can build some connections.
Yeah.
Possibly. It's an easier chance when you encounter something several times. Or somebody's.
Excuse me.
Yes, goose.
Scusi.
Excuse me.
We got some. Oh yeah, we can plug that in a little. Yeah. You were at 15.
Hello. Hello.
It's on. Hello.
We're back in the house. We're back in the house today.
Have been digging that anime dun 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 dun. And it's like ghosted alien stuff as well.
Yeah.
It's like one of the series I've been like watching recently again is the Stargate SG-1 series.
Oh yeah. It'd be cool to have some Stargates.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of them out there, but like they say, like it's also described in those movies and series, it's like governmental controlled, and they don't want the population to really know that stuff. But it's out there in art theaters and everything else. But they can't keep it for long at some point.
It would be cool to have a whole new channel regularly. But Ancient Aliens is great. Yeah.
Of course.
That's more Maste though.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever read the book "Chariot of the Gods" by Eric von Daniken? That's where a good portion of this idea where our ancient aliens or these ancient astronaut theorists are considered that the ancient aliens were our gods at some point.
Revered.
I mean, there was a term, and I will use the term Anunnaki, from like those that from the heaven came. It was a Sumerian term for like the pantheon of gods that seeded our whole entire existence here on Earth.
It's amazing. Like there's records of it in the stone and carvings, and how the structures are formed. It's like we're still questioning, and it's nice to question. We should question. We should
Definitely.
keep exploring.
There's lots out there, and like there's a lot of different takes, and it's cool to be able to kind of get like a compounded like view of like all the different takes over like all the spectrums and all the times, and like an explore on our own, like from that take of our own, for sure. I don't know, good stuff.
Like over at the Pumapunku pyramids, and they've got these golden over in South Abya, South America, and Abya means the continent of flowing water.
Yeah.
So this is a continent of flowing water.
Yeah.
Or it's the New World. There's several meanings. Yeah. That sounds like a good name.
Yeah.
Keeps the A for America, but Abya and people can relate from different sides. Wait, what were we talking? Oh yeah, they got these planes, these little golden figures.
Oh yeah,
and they look like planes.
Yeah,
they look like space shuttles.
Yeah, the idea is like when they actually created like a
thousands of years ago.
No, like recently, like some of these scientists, ancient astronaut theorists, actually reconstructed one in like a drone type of form, and it actually flew.
Yeah, I saw that. Saw that. It's the form.
Like, I heard like the aerodynamics were pretty on point too. Like it just like flowed with the wind like it was supposed to. Yeah.
There's carvings of it. Like it looks like somebody's about to go in a ship.
Yeah.
It looks like they're controlling stuff.
Yeah. He has a nose ring, and he's actually manipulating some kind of knobs, and because some of the ideas, it's like, are you looking at this like when he's like facing this way, or is he facing upwards?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
depending how the slab is portrayed. Yeah. Well, like, it'd be cool to be able to go places quicker, or just. Maybe the time could stop in the travel zone.
Well, I mean, if in general, like flight was more common. Like, I mean, like 100 years ago, if you imagine like people speeding down the highway like at like 80 miles an hour, like just going to work or whatever, like you don't really imagine that. Like, but like people like imagining like people like flying to work like on their own like in 100 years or something. Like, I mean, like that's a stretch, but it could happen. I mean, like really.
Well, there have been people that have been working on like recreating the Iron Man outfit these days, and they're actually what they're doing is actually creating like these turbojets and creating like new versions where they're using on their arms instead of having like one of the original versions from like Rocket Man or something of that nature.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. I love builds. Different builds of any kind, like anyone putting their heart and soul into like I don't know, something mechanical. I love it.
Yeah, advance the cool stuff that helps out community, helps out people, helps out communities for more space for nature, and also living with.
Yeah. Like
more trees, more bushes, more perennial herbs, flowers.
Right.
Strong grasses. Make exceptions.
Yeah. Yeah. Building structures these days, it's like I know most of our houses are like constructed out of like wood, concrete, and everything else. Like for quite some time before that, it was like a lot of wooden structures, and the quality of the wood is not the same as it was today. I mean, there's like and there's like some structures that are still like surviving a lot, but you would have to replace them at some point.
It's the wood. They used to have the ancient forest, the old trees, and when they have more rings into them, that's they're older. Trees can live what, 300 to 500 years sometimes. Those are great.
I don't even know myself. Like I feel like trees can get pretty dang old. Like, and I feel like at one point they used to get older. Like I don't know if that's true or something.
There are actually trees up like in Africa or somewhere in the Himalayas or someplace where where that kind of vegetation has not been touched by society or mankind, because it's like out there really in nature and it's been unbothered. And from the sounds of it, they've been around for a lot longer than more than 1,000 years, perhaps.
Oh wow! Nice.
And one of the other theories is
Glad to hear that.
like Devil Mountain, like when we mentioned in Close Encounters. There is a possible theory that itself was a tree.
Wait, what was the tree? Say it again.
The Devil's Tower in Wyoming.
Oh yeah.
That they call it also Bear Mountain, but there's a possibility that was an actual tree because of the way that the striations of the rock is forming and the way that the rock forms itself into the ground. Have you ever been to the Petrified Forest in Arizona?
I've heard of it.
I've actually been there, and let me tell you this: when wood would petrify into these crystalline structures, it would turn into a type of rock. So that is for thousands of aeons, it would come into that kind of that manifestation that it would crystallize into the rock form that it is.
Yeah.
Cool stuff, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
It brings the ting. It's like when all this oil. Yeah, it's the process. The brush, like wood clippings and grasses and stuff. That mulch, that compost, it comes in layers. It starts off as good, and the bugs are all eating it. Then it goes down and down and down.
Yeah.
And these trees and every biomass, it actually, anything that can break down makes oil as the bottom result. All this sludge, thousands, millions of years. And so really, our fuel is a continuation of everything. Everything.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
It's bodies, it's people, it's loved ones, it's ancients, it's everything.
Yeah, in a way, that's true.
Yeah.
I've thought of that.
And so it's recycling. It's a reciprocal.
Well,
So
like-
it's like the life-death process.
Like the blood of the earth is on your right foot kind of thing, because the gas pedal, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Would like to see cars that would make it for lefties and everything switched a bit.
Yeah.
Go to Europe. They
Oh yeah, they're all lefties over there.
Yeah.
well,
Some of them.
the concept of that idea was basically from what I heard, it's basically about horseback riding and jousting combination right there, because on our side, when we're driving on the left side, our right arm, which is our...
That's how cars first were invented.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mostly our right arm is the dominant arm in most cases. So they would actually put the steering wheel on the other side in that direction, where they would have a chance to actually aim their weapons outside the window.
Yo.
So it's basically a form of jousting in its own way.
How could we make a safe version of that today? Everybody has bubbles.
Yeah.
And you're blowing bubble guns, bubble cannons out the...
You can do bubble cannons.
And that's kind of, yeah.
Or
You
what?
feel like you wouldn't
Yeah.
crash too hard. Or hopefully not at all. Because if you're throwing slingshots, that's real. What if their window's down? Gets it in the mouth, 60 miles an hour.
Too much.
40 clicks.
That would definitely ruin your day for a good point.
No, ain't going out. People have slingshots. This one has mark.
Slingshots, pea shooters, karate dogs.
They gotta make new. They'll have to make new laws. No metal slingshot people. No BBs, please.
Wow.
Bubbles. Oh yeah, back to the trees though, and totally. have heard about that a little slightly of that is like mounds and mountains, montañas, apus. They were ancient trees, super big, spreading out oxygen beyond our ozone and other layers. Possibly, because if they were that big.
Maybe. That's cool.
Another cool part over in China, the mountain is called Sun and Moon. Maybe no, Moon is one of them. And they thought they were just these big mountains, and they've uncovered it with visual technology, sonars and such. And they're like, these are not mountains; these are pyramids. The two biggest mountains some of the two biggest mountains in China.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
so pyramids are everywhere. It's definitely a meta being, some other inspiration.
Yeah.
It could be also our past selves. Isn't everything connected? Everything
is
and
connected.
the time and the parallels.
Yeah.
It could keep going.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna excuse myself. I'll be back.
All right.
I'll be back. I'm sorry.
Let's take a break. Let's take a pause.
All right, man.
Hey, we'll be back.
All right.
Yeah.
Check.
Nice.
All right.
Back.
All right.
I'm gonna try this Talk Box. Talk Bosch? Talk Bosch. That's how to say ha ha ha. You could go wah 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 wah.
Yeah, we're good. Wow.
What's that?
Interesting feedback coming up there. Now, Ken, you sound like a Dalek.
Yeah.
No, I think he sounds more like a Cyberman, like right there.
Yeah. It sounds like.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you good.
Robot pigeon.
Yeah.
All right, there. So,
Trip. Okay. Trip. Test you.
Check.
Device.
1, 2.
we're always
1,
checking.
2.
Chook. So about them trees. Check. Test. Yeah, it'd be really cool to have the trees, man. They can do moss.
Yeah.
Yo, on the highway, so it wouldn't blind people It'd be cool to if they built more trees between
Yeah.
the different highways, so you don't have to see the blinding lights.
Yeah.
Especially.
Oh my gosh! So I was bumming around the city once, and I did it for a couple months, and this one time, like I slept next to the highway, like I slept like right next to the highway, like I was like not under the highway, not like
Ooh.
near the highway, but like literally right next to it, and like I slept there for like 2 days, right, and like. The next, like, after I left there, like, I noticed that, like, I had, like, all this, like, red crust in my nose. I was like, what the heck? And my nose was bleeding. And, like, I didn't know why. And, like, the only sense that I can make out of it is the idea that, like, the pollution from the highway, like, literally made my nose bleed.
Oh.
Like, literally, it's that bad. Like, just because I was right there. Because, like, it was in a city. Like, it was a busy highway. Like, it was a really busy highway.
Oh gosh.
You know,
Yeah,
but, like,
that's when you see like those on the highway, you have those like those dividers that are like separating the houses from the highway systems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guardrail looking thing, big old things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It helps like cuts down the pollution system where it just like where everything just spreads from the highway.
yeah.
Thought that was to stop people from getting in the ditch. Oh, I guess it has multi-use.
It's a multiple use system.
Oh, that's a nice way to think of it. Does it help?
It kind of helps. I mean, I have not been anywhere near those kind of places, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like you also like don't want to like drive along the highway and then you see something on those like, what the heck's going on there? Right there, and then you make a crash.
It would be pretty safe to sleep behind that.
Yeah.
If there's like a little bit of turf
Yeah.
on the other side.
Yeah, there has to be a little bit of turf, otherwise, I don't know, people won't have like backyards at that point.
Yeah. Would like it if there was more moss animal bridges, animal crossings.
Yeah.
Oh.
My dad wanted to write a little book about that, like a kid's book about like
Yeah.
a groundhog or something that got like trapped on like a circle, like in the highway.
Oh.
Like, I don't know, like it's like you couldn't, like, I mean, you can imagine like a little groundhog or something that
Yo.
gets like
Yeah.
like the world built around him, you know,
Yeah.
and like can't escape.
Concrete.
Yeah.
Concrete jungle.
Yeah. And to be honest, it's like I used to vacation in Chincoteague a long time ago, and a lot.
That's a nice
And
place.
so, on Assateague Island, a long time ago, they would actually allow the wild ponies to actually come up to the road.
Yeah. That's nice.
Mm,
They're wild.
that is
They'll,
nice.
Yeah.
they'll go through your
Oh.
stuff. They'll go through your campsite if you leave it out.
Oh yeah, protect it.
Yeah.
Double.
You have to. You have to keep stuff in your car, or, like keep your
gosh.
food away.
They're hungry.
Yeah, and especially some of the males actually do get jealous of like everybody hanging around the females a lot.
Oh.
Yeah. The mosquitoes are really bad down there too.
You don't,
actually.
you don't have to tell me that.
Yo.
I mean, especially if you go up to the lighthouse, and I actually went up to that lighthouse for the first time ever that have been vacationing there, and it is mosquito heaven because I'm telling you, they're the real ankle biters next to kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
have slept out, camped with heavy mosquitoes, and it was so thick. It was hot out too, so you didn't want to be in a sleeping bag, but you had to be.
Right.
And you have to scrunch the sleeping bag. You tie it just enough for your mouth to breathe. And that's pretty legit method, actually. You're going to be high, but you're going to not get bit.
Yeah.
It was pretty intense. Oh, and then it rained. Yeah. That was a cool experience. Nice to have done it, but don't feel like doing it again. Or fighting against mosquitoes. Oh,
All right.
and then found out a trick is if you can get to higher ground, it has more wind. So if you're like at a hill or a mountain campsite, go higher where the wind is heavier, and it'll blow all the mosquitoes away.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
you can be in a heavy area. If you're in a flat area, though, do whatever you can to survive
Yeah.
or to get away.
Yeah. Serious. Interesting. I didn't know that, or I didn't think of that. I might have ended up finding that out on accident, but I don't think I would have learned it.
You just heard. If I haven't seen it or heard it, it's new to me.
Yeah.
How about that?
It's new to us, yeah.
There's something we know. There's something I learn. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. Oh yeah, geez, sleeping next to a highway with all them fumes.
Yeah.
How terrifying! We're
Yeah.
passing through, and in the winter, it makes the exhaust thicker and stays a little longer.
Yeah.
It stinks when you're
Yeah.
walking your dog just regularly.
Yeah.
You have to hold your breath. Even the dog, yeah, it's exhaust. It's not cool to breathe in.
Yeah.
What can we do with the super compost matter known as oil? Rather than burn.
I've always thought that we've kind of in a few 100 years, people look back at this era, and people would just be like, oh, they were it was a civilization that was obsessed with a singular fuel and material source, they were obsessed with it, yeah.
The people who have gained power are
yeah.
obsessed with something that's
Well,
not so obsessive.
No, I mean, it's we're all obsessed about it because all the plastic that's everywhere and everything. I mean, it's we buy it in our it wraps your food. It's it's on your. It's what our clothes are made out of. Our thermoses, our everything. Everything's made out of plastic. And our shopping bags, and
they told us that joke in the Kentucky Fried Movie.
What's that?
There was a '70s movie, very raunchy. It was done by the same people who've done the airplane movies, and there's this little snippet of them talking about plastics and everything else.
Even back then.
Yeah.
Even back then.
Yeah, even in the 1970s, they were talking about plastics. They're saying without plastic, this person, you wouldn't have this, you wouldn't have this. Sally would not have this, and then you see a limb disappear from her, and it's all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And so our whole society's become basically a textile on top of natural land sources.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hemp. Oh my God, hemp is the answer to everything.
That's
you can make a plastic out of hemp. Actually,
bowls, plates.
It's called hemp rock. Yeah.
The amazing things of hemp. They're even starting on hemp lithium.
Oh my gosh.
Because lithium is all the child labor and all the it's you don't need to dig.
How do you have
so
hemp
deep.
lithium?
No,
I need to understand.
When you biodegrade something, you transmutate some of the properties and the principles that you can use, and basically all you have to do is just find the right chemical mixtures to make an actual energy source. I mean, when you look at it, when you transmutate how should I say this? Let's say sea moss into gel, something from a horse into glue. Yeah.
The molecular process that people are figuring it out.
Yeah,
and all supportive of the future of batteries being hemp.
Yeah, I mean,
and they biodegrade.
That'd be cool.
That'd be sweet. We'd get an electric bike, little scooter.
Yeah.
Oh, they're fast. They're efficient.
Yeah.
Why do you have to carry around 2,000 ton or 2 ton, several tons of a vehicle for light stuff?
Well, yeah. Considering that our first cars were actually electric more so than they were these combustible engines that they thought of. And I mean, part of and they dismissed the idea of using steam engines in cars just for this purpose because some people wanted more torque and that sort of thing. But we're actually...
And then they keep copying.
Yeah, but then again, if you actually look at the confines of history, it becomes much more of a business, and then you hear all sorts of conspiracy theories on behind the scenes things, and it's a whole new ball game where you can just go on, and you never know where to stop with. You just have to pinpoint the right storyline, and then you can just go from there.
Oh yeah. Oh, so the hemp can also produce steam.
Yeah.
It's a good source. You can turn it into coal balls. You can char it.
Yeah,
you can barbecue with it. You can get masses of it and it grows like everywhere and people can pick it. Make it
Get your purple
nationwide.
stinky
Make it global, pacha, the whole thing.
Nice.
Grow it, and it grows in crappy soil. That's what they said. Haven't tried hemp. Gonna try hemp this year. Gonna try a hemp plant.
Hemp is probably one of the most like.
It's a food.
It's the most efficient textile crop there is. You can plant more of it per square foot or square yard than any other textile plant there is. It's naturally bug resistant. You know, like I mean, you can't beat it.
Would if it had a superpower, it would be hemp.
Yeah.
Like feel like that's our superhero. That's what Rabbit does.
Yeah.
Well, our powers hemp. Kami.
Yeah.
Just
Kami hemp.
stalks and like
Kami
they get
hemp.
like 20 feet tall. Yeah.
Hemp.
Hemp on me.
Yeah.
And then you see this big smoke ball come out, and it's like,
it's burning.
and then
The marijuana one
you
can also
just take it on in, and it's like, dude, there's the spirit bomb right there.
There's the friend. They can control weed. It's ganja and hemp.
The weed masters, my friend.
Yo, if you could have superpowers, it'd be like anything you can imagine. That's what hemp can do. Oh shit! It's too powerful.
Well,
It's a boombox.
yeah, Nietzsche would be having a field day with that idea. But then again, yeah, he probably was having a field day. He probably smoked several bowls just to get the ideas.
Hemp is so cool. Like you can even this company in Kentucky, it produces something. They claim that the hemp can be 20% stronger than oak.
Nice.
That would mean that hemp can become foundation work for buildings and structures.
Wait, guys! If you remember, Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke, they built the
hemp
van
metal.
out
It's
of
hemp metal.
marijuana.
We got hemp plastic, we got hemp metal, we got hemp whatever.
Yeah.
You can compress it, you can 3D print it, you can...
What's you been smoking?
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
I don't know, but where can I get some?
And they can make it any density, light, feathered.
Yeah.
Oh, another fave, which is really simple. Just chop it down and let it become compost. It's good.
Of course.
It's good. You want to break up your clay? Yeah, it's a good.
I'm not tossing away my charred stuff.
That's
keeping
good. Yeah,
I'm keeping it for like some future projects that I plan on working.
you can use it sacredly, ceremonially.
Yeah.
You can.
It's so helpful also as a medicinal aid.
Have the other day saw instead of a sand pit for kids, they filled it with garbanzo beans, chickpeas. And these kids, so now it doesn't get in your eye, and in your clothes, and in your socks.
Yeah.
And they're harder though, they're big. So you can't build castles with them, but you can pick them up with the little buckets and shovels and little mini tractors.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah, it was like, what if we used you could form hemp balls,
Yeah.
and then you got hemp sandbugs.
Yeah.
Probably.
You can do that.
Probably walk on, and you could get them really small. It'd be like, bet that's purifying. Anything earthy.
Yeah.
Okay, it's in existence.
A ball pit.
It's in existence, and in a different dimension, there is an Earth completely made out of hemp.
Yeah, they've done it.
Hi. Can you imagine if you actually traveled interdimensionally to that planet? As soon as you get there, I ain't going back.
Yo, it's really crazy because in another world, it would have to be some kind of con person to try to bring plastic to them. And they're like, your plastic's going to have to do better than already.
Yeah. So it's like you can't defeat the nature of a lot of life, though.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So then we're getting there. People are going to be like, I don't feel like working or getting black lung. Feel like living. Oh, and a lot of stuff, especially natural biomass. I'm on the side to feel like it's not as bad to the environment. Say like huge fire happens, like a forest. Yeah, the initial rain down of the smoke is dangerous, But if you have healthy forests around, they will absorb a lot of the heat. And that's what's happening, how it stays over in the higher atmospheres.
I think I just figured out the idea when you just said that. I was like thinking, you get like a shit ton of hemp, wait for a volcano to erupt, put the hemp inside the volcano, and then you got the biggest bong of them all.
You think it could reach? Oh yeah, they said if a volcano explodes, it can cover like a continent.
That would be
hemp, that's the whole, or weed, and the whole world would get high.
Yeah.
Bring it to Yellowstone. That's where it's located. You just plant the whole entire Yellowstone area with weed.
Hopefully that never explodes because there's a lot of cool animals there.
Well, if it explodes with hemp there,
they all run.
And then it gets a.
What if you gave a melon enough weed? Would it chill out real quick? Like it's exploding! It's exploding! Roman red! And then you give it weed. You start sacrificing virgin weed or something, and then it chills out like real kind of quick. It takes a sec for it to come in. It's never gotten high. It's been a long time. No, it was the last time you gave weed to a volcano. A long time. So that's a new tradition, or
that'll be an awesome idea. Just to actually get
this is the new Mecca, or the new other level, the new meta.
We're gonna entirely make the whole world go wild on the ganj.
Everybody's gonna get accordions as well. Oh, that's gonna be
I can imagine Weird Al Yankovic actually doing something really intense.
We can, yeah.
It's hemp. It's hemp. It's hemp. It's right through your head.
We got accordions, everybody. Yeah, I'm a fan of trees. I'm a fan of cool birds, all the pretty things. Good water. Oh, yummy water is good. It's good to reuse. Oh, this is how a lot of the issues happen with the plastics, because they don't biodegrade as fast.
No,
and we get stuck in our blood.
Yeah,
they get in our body. That's how a lot of people have some problems.
Yeah, I mean, considering that we've been building like these mounds of like trash for like ages. I mean, landfills. I mean, that's basically where all the water. That's basically where it's been going in. But the thing is, keeping it away from a viable water source is not as easy as some people would like to think. And that's an actual like.
Yeah, water is sacred, man. We're not really aware of how lucky we are to just have it.
Well, water's the basic foundation of one of the basic foundations of all life. It's one of the basic elements we need.
It's a really weird element too, because it's so dense. I mean,
it has a sentience like you would never believe. Considering that one of our first gods, if you actually look at it, were two gods of the waters, sweet water and chaotic waters. So if you actually think about it, the combination of the two actually sprouted forth many versions of life.
The yin yang.
No.
The yang yin.
Well, it's not just yin and yang. The Sumerian deities that I'm thinking about is Apsu and Tiamat.
You would have to explain quickly.
Okay, well, it's basically the original, like before the Anunnaki came into existence. There was the Apsu, which is the sweet water, and Tiamat, the chaotic waters.
Got it.
Now they're in variations of the religions, or how you look at it. They were the original dragons that gave forth life to all this.
Isn't it? Dragons are so amazing. Every culture from around this world knows about them. They all have their different versions. The African versions, the Asian versions, the South,
the winged,
the
snake
style,
These
dragons are so cool. I see them in clouds. They're like, hey, we're with you, friend. Thank you. It's cool when you find stuff and you didn't expect it, or you do expect it.
Yeah.
That's
Like you're on a quest.
Yeah. Well, life is nothing but
Side quest.
Life is but an RPG.
Yo,
and
we're leveling up.
Yeah. Not just leveling up, but you're actually, when you're playing it, you're playing your own version of your own RPG as you're playing it.
Yeah.
And everybody else to you is basically an NPC or an interactive character that you can play around with.
Like a live action game.
Yeah, that's basically what.
Oh, we're all on the server.
Ready Player One.
Ready Player.
In the actual literal sense.
Yeah.
Ready Player One mixed in with the Matrix.
Yeah. Ready for the dungeons. Tink can make a living going dungeon hunting. Either for foods or herbs or monster parts. And some of the monsters are going to be our friends too. This happens with all species of different species. There's good ones. There's some groovy ones.
Yeah.
Bring out your accordion or harmonica or something.
Wait a second. Wait.
And you'll meet a lot of people.
Yeah. I'm already from Hyrule. If you actually.
That doesn't sound like that's the Asian Zelda. Hoi! Nah, he was pretty cool in Super Smash.
I'm still playing Tears of the Kingdom, which is like really one of the cooler versions of the Zelda games, but not like Ocarina of Time. It's because there's something about Ocarina of Time that just made that game so perfect.
Last Zelda game played was for the Game Boy Color. The color.
Okay,
the four directions, four colors.
Four Swords Adventures.
Yeah, and it was in color, which is amazing.
Or it could have been the Four Seasons.
Oh yeah. That's like one of those
Four
things.
Seasons, Seasons and Ages.
Oracle Ages.
Yo.
Oracle Seasons. That's what it was.
Such a classic. Was boss status on that. I couldn't beat the last dungeon because you get lost, so I had to look up a guide.
Well,
and
yeah,
was able to follow it though. That's like crazy.
Yeah, I saw. After a certain point, I just stopped using guides, and I'm just like, okay, it's time. I already got the gist of how to actually navigate these things.
Yeah, after you learn it.
Yeah, but I used to play Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask simultaneously.
That the N64?
Yeah,
Never had that. It's advanced for its time.
It was really awesome because. And one of the other games for the N64 was Episode 1 Pod Racer, and there was I actually found I used to get these books with the cheat codes and everything. One of the codes that you were able to put in, you were able to use two controllers to control your Pod Racer.
Oh, two N64 controllers?
Yeah, two N64.
How do you even do that?
Yeah, you hold them like this, and you're using your thumbs to actually mimic. Because when you're pushing forward, you're going fast, and then and you're actually manifesting like the same way they do in the movie. Yeah. So you get that kind of feel of the control, and like.
Wow, that's another level.
It was so cool, but you also I had to put in one of the cheat codes to actually say I don't want to I just want to keep everybody else behind and slow their vehicles down and not get me with the whole entire speed because I just want to navigate these areas like Mustafar, the Bunta Eve Classic on Tatooine.
Yes.
And Malastera, every one of those planets. They all have their own unique charm to them.
Oh, for some Star Wars, I've done some pod racing before. That's so intense.
and even in the arcades, they have the actual things where you're using that technique.
Oh yeah.
But can you imagine in our reality somebody using the idea of two turbojets for planes and you're just hooked up to them and then it's like, okay, how does this work? Watch.
Yo.
He's gone and I don't care what galaxy you're from, that's gotta hurt.
When they
You mind if I hit that again?
Go ahead.
I'm zoning out pretty bad. I'm not being my talkative self for some reason.
Alright. Well, Good game?
Good game.
Good game.
Yeah.
So, on to our conversation.
Yeah,
I feel like you're going to zone out even Moss with that.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
It was a long day.
No, I actually had an hour nap today, so it was like
It's pretty needed.
yeah. You have to have a relaxation, a siesta at some point.
Especially when your eyes feeling heavy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you're keeping it up. You're like, nah, we got to do stuff. Sometimes it's inconvenient though, but
Right.
it's necessary. It feels. They say sleep is a good meditation.
Well,
meditation.
Well, in a way, sleep is like one of the best forms of meditation.
And people do it. Some people don't. Some people try. Sometimes we try, and we're like.
Have you ever tried being awake for over like 36 hours at any point?
No.
I've done it twice in my life, and let me tell you, I'm completely. It's like one of those things that you don't want to do all the time.
That's.
Because
That sounds like it kind of sucks.
yeah, because at some
Yeah.
point you're going to lose your cognizance.
Cool that you've done it.
Well,
I
work.
stayed up for 5 days once.
Oh.
Yeah, like it was no caffeine, no drugs or anything. But I was just like, I
Insomnia?
no,
Just
I was trying to stay up for 5 days. I was trying to do it on my own. Like I wanted to see what it would do, and it really didn't affect me. But then like the following like weeks, I did feel a little like mentally like I was stable, but like it was just different. You know, like something was off. You know, like I noticed.
You felt exhausted?
Yeah, sorta.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a brain drain. That's what that's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Glad you recovered from it.
Yeah,
You look
yeah.
like you're alive.
Yeah.
You look like you're awake, too.
Well, then again, it's not like pulling all-nighters in a college or something like that.
Yeah.
I used to use this term called death worn over. Where it's like I'm in a state where it's like I'm awake, but I'm also asleep at the same time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You ever been in a dream? Inside of a dream?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple times. But then again, it's like one time I was dreaming, and then it's like I see a bull in my dream, and I hear it. I actually hear it in my dream with red eyes.
Oh, it was out in the real world? And you heard
But the TV was on, and I realized there was a program with the cow mooing, and it was I was like, damn, that was actually a cool experience.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of those. Don't remember, but yeah. It's cool to have a peek from one realm into the other. And that happens, it gets inside your dreams because subconsciously, and you're able to translate it into something else translates it.
Well,
Into.
well, also because there are times when you travel, like mentally, you're also traveling spiritually as well. And I've been into some interesting places, and I've seen some interesting things that make more sense to me now.
As you've been able to give it a preferred explanation as you get older or more knowledgeable or into something.
Well, this kind of knowledge has been with me for like more than 12 years or something like that.
Yeah.
But I still remember, like, one morning I had this vision, and then I explained what the vision was to my friend, and it actually made more sense of some of the subject matters that I actually study.
Yeah.
I study a lot of mythology and theology, so I go that direction with my life.
Cool.
But I also try to, like, see how it fits in with, like, a much more realistic sense. But when you look at it, our mythologies are not exactly what they call mythologies, and that's not the term. It's actual like histories that are supposed to be no longer widely accepted, but yet we're still finding out facts that some of these events have a deeper meaning, and I just learned like in the past couple of days, and I'll talk about it in another session about about a connection that I learned to a specific couple of entities that we don't even that we take from one of them that we take for granted continuously, and the other one actually has a little bit more historical significance to a specific region.
It dates back a while. It's pretty cool and fun that history can be remembered. Like stuff is remembered, even from a while. Some people are like, "Oh, I wouldn't like to live forever." And this one story, the guy, he was quite the energy worker, magician of sorts, and he figured out a spell to bring him back, but then it maybe altered and he was able to live forever. And he's like, I kind of like it because I can bring all the knowledge back from lifetimes ago, centuries, hundreds of years.
Yeah, some
and
say
it's like 800 later.
Some sages are like, I mean, come on, Adam lived up to
a long
like
time ago.
Adam lived to like 1,000 years until the time of his passing. But when you read on, our lifespans started getting shorter and shorter as we started going along.
And then at a point, because of less health at a point in some parts of the world, they did... What were we talking about?
You were talking about lifespans.
Oh yeah, lifespans! There you go. So I had a thought that what if we're all like little blood cells, example. We're all atoms making up a huge creature. All of us.
Yeah, I can see that happening, considering we are variations of spirits inside a universe.
Yeah.
And what the idea is, like, is it really in your brain? But you're seeing it with your eyes.
A time, a point.
Yeah.
It feels real.
Yeah.
And they do a good job. It's come a long way. Later on, someday, we're all going to be able to have, like, super strength and do magic. It'll be like that again. Maybe when the world is more forested again.
Well, yeah. Onto the discussion, like one of the series I used to watch was Smallville. And there was a little passage where the character, Hawkman, who was played by Michael Shanks, was talking about what Nietzsche was describing as the Ubermensch.
Oh, it's super.
Yeah, basically, that's where an idea of it came from. And another book that I read called Man into Superman by Edinger was talking about like how adaptable mankind really is to their environment. I mean, there are people out there who are more inclined to like be like the people who can actually go into like the deep seas. Those they can hold their breath for underwater for a long time. It's not that they're trained. It's like when you're in those kind of environments, you start picking up traits that actually make you survive that environment better. And this is like the concept of where Huxley and Darwin went up against. It's like nature versus nurture. You have to have a combination of both.
Yeah, you gotta use all the sides, the ups, the downs, the training. It comes with some adversity, but the results are oftentimes.
I mean, yeah.
This happens generationally. It's amazing that some of them traits that have been learned.
Well, also when you're looking at it, I mean, think about how the Olympics have changed over these years. I mean, there's like people like developing new skills, adapting new roles, and new conditions of how certain events are being done. And we're discovering we're trying to break records from other people, and it's like breaking Usain Bolt's record. It's going to be taking like Barry Allen or Quicksilver, for instance, or even Dash.
Oh. Some Quicksilverness. It'd be cool to have like liquid metal powers. T-1000.
Well, the concept for the T-1000 is actually based upon molecular nanotechnology.
Oh.
The liquid metal is like basically a legion of microcomputers that can actually form together in its own.
I thought about them.
Yeah, now we're actually starting to build those things right now.
It's amazing how goals can create something and ripple from a thought. From a time before, like somebody invents it and then other people build upon it. Really open source.
Yeah.
Life is pretty open source.
Yeah. You're expanding. You're expanding the ideas of like a concept,
And
and you're making it very much uniquely your own. But at the same time, it's just a school of thought that the original idea still remains.
It's nice that the ideas can there's a lot of good stuff, because that's kind of like, instead of learning it by textbook like history, it is history. As the people will look back at this time from later on, and they'll be like, "Whoa."
Well, like Malcolm Reynolds says, he said in Serenity, half of writing history is hiding the truth. You can write anything in a book nowadays and say that it could be history, but you have to know what part of history it is from, who's telling the perspective,
and how can we always enhance and make stuff effective, efficient. How can we keep coming? This is the goal of like making stuff in whatever communities. How can we do it better? And we welcome if there's a new idea that can benefit the masses and ourselves and each other, while being, how can we do and be better?
That is the question.
Yeah, that's a good question. Do better, be better. Become the bee.
Yeah.
Buzz. Alright. We shall continue another time.
Alright.
Thank you for coming
Thank
in.
you very much, man.
Hey, see ya. Groovy day. Check these babies.
Nice. Oh, it's on. Nice.
Sounds like Pokemon. Oh gosh. It's like a racing car game at the arcade. Oh, we going down the street. We're at the beach. Sure. Doop. See, music's going to be the future of transportation. Your engines will jam, and then they'll keep on going. You gotta jam. All the controls are gonna be buttons and knobs and joysticks, and they can sense when you need to stop and go. But you gotta do it. Yo, that sounded like some cool Street Fighter kind of sunset start menu mode.
What was it?
Shine On You Crazy Diamond by Pink Floyd.
Nice.
What?
Yeah.
Do it again. Do it again. And backwards.
Do you wanna head out then?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, gigas, tubas. Until we meet again.
Alright. Until we meet again.